And you are back with Danny, Doug, Eli, and Fernando. And this is the Prospect Talk podcast. What's going on, guys?
I'm excited for this one.
This is a good one. I know we say that every single time we open up an episode.
But this is the one.
Yes.
This is the one right here.
Yep. Yeah, we got a real good one ahead of us. Explain what's on the docket for us, Eli.
Well, we do have a very special guest on the later half of the show, one of our second segments, Noah Dickerson. That's the power forward for the University of Washington. 4-year player. We got to speak to him a little bit. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome. The fans will definitely like that portion of the podcast when it comes. But in the meantime, we're gonna be talking about the big story right now.
Speaking of the NBA draft, yeah.
Exactly the draft lottery, right? And as a Knicks fan, I'm really really tired of getting bent over. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, man. How do you feel?
So I'm torn, right? Because at first I'm like, this is some bullshit. Like, I can't believe we didn't get the number one pick. We didn't get Zion. But then after doing research and reading around, the Knicks were probably going to end up trying to trade that pick for AD anyway. And I
was going to say, it might not be as bad as people are making it, because I think you're right. I think if I'm the Knicks right now, my goal is to get Anthony Davis. You pretty much are going to get RJ Barrett. You can use that and be like, hey, RJ and Zion played together in Duke. You can have them now together in New Orleans. We'll also give you those 2 first-round picks that we got from Dallas. And just try to do whatever you can.
The only thing is, if that's the plan, remember, the plan in the end game is to get Kyrie and KD. And you're signing both of those guys to max contracts. I mean, can you really afford having to pay all those guys?
It's New York. They'll find a way.
Find a way. James Dolan's got to open up his pocketbooks.
There's mobsters. There's a lot of rich people in New York.
I would love that. That's like a dream scenario. But honestly, I wouldn't even be that opposed to keeping on to RJ. But we'll get into who the Knicks are going to draft and all that.
Is this what it comes down to the Knicks?
So
Bro,
listen,
RJ is
listen.
not a bad player.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Let's start with the number one pick. New Orleans Pelicans got the number one pick.
That's a karma pick.
I don't know how. That's straight karma, 100%. That's the universe saying, you guys are losing AD. We're going to give you Zion.
So, and you know what's so crazy? Now all the speculations coming out. Is Zion going to go back to Duke? Which we mentioned months ago.
Yes.
Where we're like, he's not sure if he's going to go back to Duke or into the draft. And now you see everybody talking about, what if he skips out because he doesn't want to go to New Orleans, and it's a big possibility, blah, 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 blah.
And they had cameras on him when during the draft lottery. He looked very disappointed that the Pelicans got the first pick.
I just want people to know Prospects Talk broke that story before all your other sports media sites, okay?
Let's hedge expectations a little bit. If that's what happens.
I want to put that out there, okay?
No, but yeah,
he went to the wrong new.
Zion was visibly upset, and he was reported that he said that he would love to have gone to New York to play in New York. So I wouldn't be surprised but he's gonna go to the league.
He's going. Think about this: why go to Duke and play for free when you can go to the NBA right now? When you're at the top of your game, you can't hurt your draft stock by going now. Where if you go back to Duke, something can happen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and can you blame him? I mean, he's still relatively young. He was pretty much in his mind. He already had the idea of, going to New York and, maybe making a name for himself over there in the Big Apple. And when this happens, I think any of us would kind of be shocked to be like, oh, man, now I got to weigh my options out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think as soon as somebody comes with a shoe deal and hands him $100 million,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Duke. I'm going to the league.
Instead of going to the Big Apple, he went to the Big Gumbo. So we'll see.
Oh my God.
Are you serious, bro?
You got to be kidding me.
What's good with you, Eli? What's good with you, Eli?
What's good with Danny, bro? Don't be looking at me.
What do you mean?
I'm out here trying to get sound effects for our viewers, but Danny doesn't want to turn the soundboard up.
My bad.
I'm looking dumb.
My bad. I was trying to play it off so the viewers didn't really realize that I messed up. But no. I guess I deserve that a little bit. My fault. That was a perfect opportunity for the soundboard, and I dropped the ball on that.
What were we talking about?
So we were talking about Zion going
To the big gumbo.
To the big gumbo, according to Doug.
Yeah, who says that?
No, with the number
It's the Big Easy, by the way, Doug.
with the number 2 pick, you have Memphis,
Yeah.
who I think they have to take.
Ja
Morant.
Ja's the perfect player for that.
Yeah, he's great. Like I think that's exactly what they need there. And
It's
at that point, you need to take the best player in the draft.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity to get rid of Mike Conley and really try to look for some options.
Well, I
Yeah,
actually
restart.
disagree with that. I think Mike Conley might be a good mentor for Ja. So I
Maybe.
think they might keep him one more year or trade him at the trade deadline.
and have them play as a 1-2.
Yeah, they
Okay.
should.
I can see it.
I think that would be a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, I think the first 2 picks are pretty much like given. Well, I mean,
First 3.
I say the first 3, and then you have the Knicks at number 3, which if they don't take R.J. Barrett, which I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I
because
wouldn't
the
be
Knicks
surprised.
Are the Knicks. But in all honesty, there's a lot of ways they can go with this. So they can take that R.J. pick and they can try to send it to New Orleans, try to get AD out of it,
Which
know.
I think is the way to go.
Or they can just take RJ, which I will be happy with because I think he's going to be a great player in the league. Or they could even maybe use that pick to maybe get a veteran elsewhere in the league. That way you have guys that are immediately NBA ready if you're really that confident in getting KD and Kyrie.
You have to be really confident.
Which I think according to reports, like, I think you can be this confident because
As a Warriors fan, I see KD with 1 foot out the door. So
yeah.
I see that one.
I think as a fan, we all see Katie out the door.
So how much is a selling point? How much would RJ be a selling point to players like either Kyrie or KD, to convince them to come to the Knicks?
Well,
Is he that enticing?
I don't think he is right
yeah.
now.
I don't think he is. There's nobody in this draft but Zion
That would have
be
been
a selling point.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the reason why I think it would. If, like I said, if the Knicks are that confident that those are the 2 guys that they're going to be getting, and they want to be like a potential playoff team, they need to move that pick for other good pieces, and then use that to build around KD and Kyrie.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the team with all the power of this draft is definitely the Pelicans. And I think a lot of teams are at their mercy, right, with AD and the number 1 overall pick. They're in an opportunity to do a lot during this draft process.
So now, does that make them more inclined to send AD somewhere, or do you think they hold on to him?
A lot of people are saying the swap deal, AD for LeBron. How do you guys feel about that?
What type of trade is that? That's just people saying stuff.
Well, I mean, it's picking up a lot of steam right now. They're saying, all right, if you want AD so bad, give us LeBron. And, Jeannie Buss and Pelinka really want to kind of get rid of LeBron. That's what they're saying.
I don't think there's any way that happens, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to or I agree with it, but I'm
No,
just
but
saying,
I've
what
heard
do you
the
think of
same
that
thing.
idea?
I've heard people pose that question, but like I don't think that.
Chill. If I was the Lakers, I would trade for Dell Demps. This dude has won 4 first-round picks or first overall picks in his career. I would trade for that guy. He keeps getting ones.
Man, speaking of the Lakers, how is it that they catapult into the number 4 spot?
The league's rigged. No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
Ayesha Curry.
I'm kidding. I mean, does it really help the Lakers that much?
Oh no,
course
it
it
does
does.
because at 4 they can take DeAndre Hunter.
Yep.
See, but LeBron doesn't want to play with young players. If last
Yeah.
season proved anything,
But at this point, it doesn't even matter what LeBron wants because LeBron needs guys that can space the floor, and DeAndre Hunter can do that. So either you take DeAndre Hunter, let him space the floor with LeBron, or you use that pick for a vet.
I think that's the route they're going to try to go, using the pick.
Yes, I think what's a little bit underrated would be trying to get Ben Simmons from the Sixers.
Yeah, I see that.
don't
but then
know.
you got to get rid of Lonzo.
I would
like
get rid of
Lonzo,
Lonzo
man.
for Ben.
But I don't think that number 4 pick and getting DeAndre Hunter for Philly, I don't think that's that enticing for them.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
What do you think, Nando?
I mean that makes sense. I think it's not a bad scenario at all for the Lakers. Like Danny hit it on the point. He said either they can, you're never going to not want to have a young player in your squad that you can maybe build for the future, but LeBron does want to win now, so I could definitely see that trade option.
Yeah,
available.
I see. It's either you get rid of LeBron and you get picks and you draft Hunter, or you trade away that pick because LeBron's winning now.
Like if they were going to do that, AD LeBron swap, then obviously you draft Hunter, but that's not likely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not going to maybe go down that road.
And then who has the number 5 pick?
The Cavaliers.
Yes.
The Cavs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I'm them, I'm taking. You have a young guard in Colin Sexton that has shown flashes of something here or there. You know, he's very volatile, but I think you pair him up with another guy that can handle the load a little bit.
Kobe White.
So I was thinking Kobe White, but also
There
maybe
is-
even Jarrett Culver from Texas Tech. He had
I think that's a little too high for Culver.
I think it might be just right. I feel like everyone that's slotted right now in the 5 to 10 spot can be swapped all across all of those
Yeah,
picks.
you think so? I would want Kobe White a little bit more. It's a little bit more size. I think he's a little bit more comfortable handling the ball.
I don't think that's a good fit in Cleveland for him, though.
What about Darius Garland out of Vanderbilt?
So,
I think that's who people have at 5 right now
Yeah.
going.
I mean, it's all over the place right now. Like I said, once it hits 5, anything can happen. I think the big names coming from 5 to 10 are Garland. He's probably going to be Garland, Culver, Kobe White.
Kobe White, yeah.
Those are probably the three best guys in that group. And then maybe you can even throw in Cam Reddish there, depending on, if you just.
I see
only-
Cam going more towards like the later of the top 10, like to the Miami Heat or somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up probably going maybe 8 or 9.
Yeah.
That's why he ends up. It really just depends if people believe the hype and if they just want to disregard his mediocre
tournament?
season. Yeah, his tournament. But I don't know. Like I said, from 5 to 10, it's a
Who
it's a
knows?
crapshoot.
It's really a toss up, yeah. I think after the first 3 picks, there's a drop off to like the next tier of players.
I think after the first 4 picks,
Yeah.
because DeAndre Hunter is a top tier pick in this year's draft.
I'm
Either
not
way,
as sold on him as these guys are, but
either way, this draft is loaded. Lots of talent in this one.
Definitely
top, yeah.
not as good as 2 years ago.
I don't know. It might be just as good.
What?
I think
When you
so.
had Lonzo, you had Jason Tatum, you had the Spider-Man. Doug, you're looking at me stupid. His name is Donovan
Talking about Peter
Mitchell.
Parker?
Oh, boy.
I didn't know he was in this year's draft.
Donovan
I want to
Mitchell.
apologize for Douglas' lack of NBA knowledge.
No, I know who you're talking about. I just
Donovan Mitchell, all those guys,
I don't
bro.
know why you just call him Spider-Man, but all right.
No, that's what they call him.
I know, but he just mentioned it kind of weird. But it's all good.
Stop.
Yeah,
Actually,
you're,
the spider.
Spider. But no, you really think that draft is going to pan out to De'Aaron Fox? Come on, man.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of talent in this draft,
I
man.
don't see those guys being like these guys. I think that draft is getting compared to LeBron's draft.
There's definitely like top 5 talent here, but yeah, that draft.
That draft was deep.
Pretty hot.
I feel like this draft is deep.
Yeah, I think so too.
Really?
I think
Guys
I
like
sleep on
Lauri
these guys.
Markkinen, and I think I could keep on going. Like that
I
draft.
feel like this is a draft that can be up there with like one of the better drafts like that we've seen just with a guy like Zion alone.
Yeah, like an amazing player.
Yeah.
Like once in a generation type player.
And then you have guys like John Morant and RJ Barrett. And I know Doug's not sold on him, but I feel like DeAndre Hunter is going to be a very solid player in the league, especially with the way the league is going right now, where it really values shooting.
I just think this draft is very top heavy. Where I was referencing the 2017 draft, I think from 1 to 30, there's guys like Kuzma going in the late round and stuff. Jonathan Isaac, there's a lot of great players.
But also in every draft, you have those guys that go late that are end up being effective. That happens every single draft where they end up playing above their draft pick.
We'll have to see, but I don't even see it being close.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The other big news in basketball right now is the Frank Vogel signing.
Yeah.
Right? So Frank Vogel,
Where's the sound effect for that? The wah wah wah.
I think you just did it.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Hey, keep getting those jobs, Frank.
You got Frank
How
Vogel
is Frank Vogel still getting a job in the NBA? I want to know that.
and
Why
Jason
is-
Kidd's his assistant coach.
What? Jason Kidd is playing the Game of Thrones right now, bro.
I don't understand.
This guy-
Littlefinger?
He's Littlefinger. Yeah.
He's Littlefinger.
Jason Littlefinger kid. My lord.
I don't understand what happened in this coaching process. It seemed like they were very close to having a deal with Ty Lue. Then they didn't want to offer.
Well, yeah, the 5 years. They didn't
Yes.
want to give him 5 years.
They only wanted to give him 3. And I mean, I don't blame Ty Lue for being like, "Yo, I've won a
Absolutely.
championship. I'm coming with a championship pedigree.
I deserve the 5.
I deserve the 5."
Let me ask this question. Why is Mark Jackson not getting a call?
That's what I thought. It was interesting because I thought Mark would be a good fit
Because
for this.
if I'm a team, I want Mark Jackson.
He's not really an X's and O's guy, but he's definitely a guy that inspires your team, which is what the
Exactly.
Lakers
Player
need.
development. Like he knows how to treat the guys and they root around them.
Absolutely. I would have thought Mark Jackson was the best pick for this.
I think there's something going on more behind the scenes as to why he doesn't have a job yet.
Like you think he like burned bridges or something, or
I don't know. Maybe he's not good at handling relationship with the front office, or maybe he's just content with where he is in broadcasting.
I mean, he's a great broadcaster and everything, but I want to see him coaching again.
I would love to see that too, but like I said, I think there's more to it because there's no way that a guy that he built your Golden State Warriors, Doug. Like,
Absolutely.
He built them from the ground up.
Yeah.
And that was the last coaching job he had.
Which is weird.
So, like, for him to not have a head coaching job after that sparks something like, hey, what is going on in the NBA?
While Frank gets his 3rd chance.
Exactly.
Now, granted, I mean, to Frank's credit, he did lead the Pacers, to back-to-back trips to the Eastern Conference Finals, and
Yeah,
and
but
the
bro,
14
come on. The
His
Orlando
stint-
Magic job was
What he's doing.
horrible.
His stint in Orlando was absolutely
Trash.
atrocious.
The Magic just made the playoffs with the same roster.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Like, come on, man. Frank Vogel? Is that what we're doing in LA?
Hey, Frank, they're like, Frank, you'll take 3 years? And he's like, yeah. You're down to coach LeBron? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like, he's just about it.
other than not Jason Kidd, other than Ty Lue and Vogel, like what other coaching candidates were on the board? I don't think that job was that attractive to a lot of people.
No, because Monte already got hired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially after like the Magic exit, like things just seemed like they were not in
No.
the right place.
And I know this guy was not like it's not really considered to be like one of the top coaches in the game, but like I even listened to an interview with Jeff Van Gundy where they asked him like if you had the ability to go out for a job right now, like would that be your top tier job? And he was like, no, that's not a franchise that I want to play for right now, not in their current state. So
Yeah.
Coach.
sorry,
Stan Van Gundy.
did I say play?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, coach. No, that man's never played. No, yeah, he even said like, hey, like that's not a franchise that I would want to coach for right now. Like it's
LA
not.
is not looking good at all.
No,
But here's the thing. Why didn't they just, if they wanted Jason Kidd so bad, why didn't they just hire Jason Kidd as the head coach?
I see it swapping in the middle of the season. I see Jason Kidd becoming the head
Yeah,
coach.
like
and-
I don't understand what their talk.
I
thought
also
process
want to
was.
know why they were so adamant on making sure the media named Jason Kidd head assistant coach. I don't know if you guys saw that or not,
Yeah.
but like they made it very
well,
clear that
because
he's like,
LeBron is head assistant coach as well.
What do you mean? LeBron's part owner.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
my bad.
this was a strategic move for J. Kidd. Maybe he knew he wouldn't be taking like the majority of the heat, like the head coaching position would demands.
Okay.
So
Coach
never know.
coach without the backlash.
maybe they have a dual head coach situation there, and they're just dubbing Jason Kidd the assistant.
Yeah,
coach.
because that'll definitely work.
Maybe like,
There
like
used to be
Tywin
dual
Lannister.
head coaches back in the day.
But maybe
1950s.
maybe Vogel handles more of the X's and O's, and J. Kidd more like takes the player development and the player relations thing. Maybe that becomes the division of labor there. Who knows? I think it's a terrible signing regardless.
Yeah.
I think
They got Lakers fan rioting outside the stadium.
chill. That was like
The
8
10
people.
people?
It was like 8 people that showed up in the middle
I
of a
think I
work
saw
day.
Nando there too. It was one of the signs.
Don't put me on blast.
Yeah, there was. I got a notification on my phone that Lakers fans were protesting, and then I tuned into ESPN. It was like 7 to 15 people, and I was like, "This isn't a protest. This is a slight gathering." It was ridiculous. I mean, I get like the frustration, but their whole argument was like to go get Ty Lue, which I don't even think.
That's not even a good move.
I don't think that's even a good move either. I think it's a better move, but I
Okay.
don't think that's like the guy that you're like pining for. That
So,
shouldn't be.
If you're the Lakers, how do you get Anthony Davis after all this has,
Easy.
come out?
You don't.
At this point,
okay,
I don't think.
let's see. How is it a possibility for them to get them still?
So the Pelicans, there's reports saying that there's 0% chance they're trading AD
Why
to
are
the
they
Lakers.
playing hardball? Like what?
They literally sabotaged their franchise player and made him force a trade to Lakers. Why would you ever trade with them?
AD wanted out.
Yeah, but like this whole situation was shady to begin with.
But there's two players to this, story. It's not just the Lakers. They can't just come up with bullcrap without the Pelicans entertaining something. It's not just the Lakers' fault.
Yeah, I don't.
Wouldn't you want to get something for AD like when you can? Rather
Exactly.
Than
The
when you
only
want?
thing is,
I feel like a New York trade would be better than a Laker trade.
But who?
that's the thing. AD requires so much talent to be given back that if the Lakers were to trade for him, they definitely have to trade that number 4 pick they have, and then they're gonna have to give up a guy like they might have to give up multiple guys like Kuzma.
I think Kuzma, Ingram, and the number 4. Send
Yes.
them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's what would end up having to happen, which is a lot, but I think that puts the Lakers in a very good shape, and then all they have to do is sign maybe like a veteran guy to space the floor because they're still missing that, and they need that desperately.
Yeah, and maybe the Kobe statue out front. You can send that with it.
and that helps them in terms of that helps the Pelicans in terms of rebuilding because now they have 2 top 5 picks. You get a guy like Zion, and then maybe you get a guy like DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, I don't see any other team except for maybe Boston being able to
Boston.
give back talent. But Boston's
Sixers
in
are a wild card.
Boston's in
that's
a
a big wild
position
card.
where they have.
They have a lot of turmoil within their franchise as well.
Yeah.
They don't know what the heck's going on.
Did you
either.
guys see what Terry Rozier was saying?
Yeah, man. He pretty much called out Kyrie and Gordon Hayward.
Well, Stephen A. asked him, like, hey, like, if you had the same exact roster, no one leaves, no one comes in, would you run it back with this team? And Rozier was very blatant, being like, nah, I think I
Yeah.
would have to go. He's like, his words exactly were, I put up with a lot of stuff this year. I think I would have to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw it.
So, I mean,
I agree with him.
So that means, the turmoils between Kyrie and the rest of the team. It has to be.
But according to Rozier, yes, Kyrie, but also Brad Stevens, it kind of seemed like because he said that Brad Stevens favored Gordon Hayward a lot and gave him a lot of high usage when he was on the court. And that took away from players like himself, Jaylen Brown.
But I mean, let the best players play.
Yeah, but I don't even think Gordon Hayward is that guy anymore.
Yeah, but I
But
mean,
he's a
I'll take
year
him over
removed from injury. Like
yeah, and I'll still take his skill set over Terry Rozier.
No,
hands down.
I don't at all because if you saw what Terry Rozier did with that team last year and how far he took them,
So
and
the thing
that
is-
young nucleus, I'd rather play with that than try out Gordon Hayward again.
I disagree. I think Gordon, if you just saw him a year and a half ago in Utah,
That's a long time.
yeah, it's a 1-year injury. He broke his ankle.
Okay, and you see how it worked out. It didn't. Where that young nucleus team did better. They went further. They went to a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals, where this team gets blown out in the second round.
So what do you think? What do you think the Celtics can do to rectify the situation? Let Kyrie walk and that's it, or do you think they have to do more?
Well, Kyrie's gonna walk regardless.
He's gonna walk.
With that being said, yeah, I let Terry and those young guys step up and be what they could be. Let them flash the potential that they've shown.
Yeah. Do you think Terry still stays with just Kyrie leaving?
Yes.
Nah, I think
If
Terry.
if he's the starting point guard, yes.
Do you think Terry leaves regardless?
No. Like I said, if Kyrie's gone and he talks to, Danny Ainge and he has that conversation like, hey, you're our guy at that number 1 spot, then yeah.
I think Terry goes.
I think Kyrie leaving would be a pretty good scenario for Terry Rozier because then you get a pretty close kind of unit to what they had a couple years ago on that good deep run. So why wouldn't he say at that point? I think if Kyrie was a big part of that, that negative stuff, and then you can kind of hash things out with Brad Stevens, then you got a pretty good chance of maybe kind of getting back to that year that they had a good run in the playoffs.
So let me ask you this question, Ando, because I don't even know what you said. Is the team better without Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving?
For the Celtics, I think without Kyrie Irving, because he's just bringing too much too much negativity there.
I don't think they need Gordon Hayward either.
Me
Oh,
neither.
I disagree with that.
No.
I think you're underestimating how good
No,
I'm
Gordon
not
Hayward
saying
is.
he's not a good player, but the fit with the team
Exactly.
is taken away from Jason Tatum.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
No,
Gordon Hayward doesn't fit in that system with them.
What
He doesn't.
He does.
There's
What
nothing
he
you
does.
can. No. There's nothing you could say.
This bum. He doesn't even want me to get my point
There's
out.
nothing you can say to say otherwise.
Okay,
He
I'm-
does not fit within that system.
I agree with
disagree.
Danny, but
No,
let's
I
hear Doug's.
disagree.
Let's hear
So
your case.
I think if I was the Celtics, I would get rid of Marcus Morris and then play Tatum at the 4, Gordon at the 3. I think that's the
But that's
correct
not
play
who
to go.
Tatum is.
It doesn't matter. They still run the same spaces on the court.
Yeah.
They get to the same spots. It's the same player. That's why I'm saying they don't fit together on a court.
The
So-
Gordon Hayward you saw in Utah is not the same Gordon Hayward you're going to
It's
ever
only
see
a
in this
year
type of
removed
Boston
from an
system.
injury. That's
okay,
what I'm saying.
so even with that being said, we're just saying the fit itself is not a good fit.
Doug, let me
well,
ask you
I think
something.
right now Gordon Hayward is better than Tatum, anyways.
Let me ask you something.
No, I disagree.
I'm talking about right now.
I'm talking about right now
You're
too.
tripping. You're tripping.
You're saying
What
Gordon
has
Hayward?
Gordon Hayward done to make you believe that he's better than Jason
So
Tatum?
mind
this
you,
dude is a 25-8 guy.
When? Name when he was
2 years ago.
Okay,
he was
welcome
playing
to
in
the
Utah.
future, Doug. Guess what? We're in 2019.
but he was also playing in Utah where he was the guy.
Utah built a team around him.
It was a straight Kevin Love situation when Kevin Love was in Minnesota. And then he went to the Cleveland and everyone's like, why is his production down? It's because he's finally around better players. That's why. Gordon Hayward is a good player, don't get me wrong. But at this point in his career, I take Jason Tatum over
I
him.
take Jason Tatum any day. He's younger. He's more energetic. He's better. Period.
Real question is, on how many teams in the league do you think Gordon Hayward starts?
I think he starts depending on what team.
I think he starts in most of the teams.
I would say maybe most, right? Saying most is more than 15.
More than 15 teams? he
I'm
starts
saying
on?
more than 20.
Yeah, he should have came to Miami.
So are you saying there's...
You're saying that he's
You're-
a top 10 small
I
forward
was
then.
just about...
That's
you-
what you're saying.
You just took the words out of my
Yeah,
mouth.
that's what I'm saying. I think he's a top 10 small forward.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He is not a top 10 small forward. You are crazy.
All right, name 10 better small forwards than him.
Okay. KD.
All right.
LeBron.
Yep.
Kawhi.
Yep.
Tatum. I'm putting him.
Oh my.
Okay, leave out Tatum for now.
Oh,
I'm not putting Tatum in the top 10, but I'm putting Tatum ahead of Gordon
I
Hayward.
disagree, but
Okay,
continue.
okay. We got Tatum.
I
That's
got you,
4.
man. I got you. PG.
5.
Okay, yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank right now? on the
Exactly,
spot?
because Gordon's
No.
No. We're going to help you out.
Oh my god.
Mo Harkless.
All right, guys, I quit the podcast.
No. Think about it. Who else is playing small forward?
I'll take Millsap over Gordon Hayward.
Millsap's second was playing power.
He can play the small forward.
Yeah, he could play, but I agree with Doug. He's maybe more of a...
Kuzma.
I'm done. He just said Kuzma.
I'll take Kuzma over Gordon
I'm
Hayward right
done.
now.
All right, boy. Yo, listeners, listen
Okay,
to
look,
the
no, I got you.
disrespect they're putting on Gordon Hayward.
Ready?
Right now.
No, listen. There's
Honest.
to
Oh,
Giannis.
Giannis. How did
Okay.
we forget about Giannis?
That's 6. Tobias Harris.
That's 7.
Ugh, all right.
Would you
I'll give you.
take Andrew Wiggins over him.
I take Wiggins.
No,
I
what?
take
Oh, I'm
Wiggins.
done. I'm so done.
I don't know about that one.
Okay. How about Covington?
No,
No.
Okay, Harrison Barnes.
Yes.
no.
Joe Ingles.
Joe
No.
Ingles? They're the same player to me, in my eyes. Not the same style of player, but like they're the same like
Nah.
level.
TJ Warren.
Nope.
No.
All right, he might be a top 10 player.
I told you. You don't listen.
Barely.
He barely makes it, Doug. Okay?
I'm just. Oh, okay. You see, this is why I'm the voice of reason around
You're the
here,
voice
boys.
of nothing because you're still wrong.
Yeah, you can't. Absolutely not.
Put some respect on Gordon Hayward's name.
He's a good player. We're just saying he does not fit in this Boston team, Doug.
Hold on.
That's
Are we
all.
calling? Hold on. Are we calling Luca a small forward? Because technically that's.
Luka's a point guard.
Yeah, but he
But
fits.
as soon as they get Kemba Walker, he's a small forward. That's 8. Let's keep on going, boys.
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, 9.
I'm done with these.
I'll
guys.
put Nando in there too. 10. Let's go.
Let's go. There we go.
Rudy
He
Gay.
said Rudy Gay. Oh my. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Hey, Otto Porter Jr.
No.
All right, it was a stretch.
Jimmy Butler can play the 3. I'll take Jimmy Butler.
He could. He plays the 3. What
You're
are you
right.
talking-
Yeah.
I'll give you Jimmy. I'll give you Jimmy. But
Give me Jimmy. I'm taking Jimmy.
You named 7. I'm still right. Go ahead.
What do you mean? We just named 10.
And if Michael Jordan came back, I'll still take MJ over Gordon Hayward.
All right.
I'll take MJ when he was with the Wizards
This is
over
about
Gordon Hayward.
this is getting ridiculous now.
All right. No, I mean, you get our point. We don't get yours, but let's move on.
Yeah, it's because I don't get dumb points.
All right, guys. So something happened in the NFL today. One of our favorite NFL players.
Oh, we're talking about this?
Patrick Peterson. He was
Suspended 6 games.
he was tested for performance enhancing drugs.
More than a third of the season. That's
Ridiculous.
Is that his first? Is that his first time testing positive?
First time
Yep.
testing positive. First time in a negative limelight in the NFL. He's
That's
been a really
crazy to me that he got 6 games.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
That's over a third of the season. On a first offense, I give him 4. But you also have to keep in mind that the NFL's PED policy is crazy.
Vague.
Yeah, and you can go to GNC and get supplements at GNC and test positive on one of their tests. So until we know exactly what he tested for, I'm gonna reserve judgment. But still, regardless of what it is, I don't think it's 6 games worthy.
What do you think, Nando?
It's tough. I mean, 6 games is a lot, regardless. But I do want to know what else he took. But I think I read in there that one of the reasons why this was 6 games instead of the 4, it's because it was a non-analytical positive. So they didn't find it through regular means of drug testing. So I want to know how it is. That
How
they
was it
actually
found
out, or what it was that was in there.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Well, regardless, I think he shouldn't have been suspended, period. This whole PED thing in the NFL is ridiculous.
I've always been the one to say PEDs do not help you that much perform. On the court, the field.
Well,
whatever
hand-eye
it
coordination is hand-eye coordination.
Exactly. Well, especially with baseball. Don't let me get on that subject because I'll go on and on and on. But talking about football and Patrick Peterson,
I'm specifically talking about football.
right? I think people who do get caught with that, it's normally them rehabbing and getting better and using these stuff to
As
Just
recovery-
staying healthy.
Recovery
exactly
tools.
recovery
Yeah.
tools. That's all it is. It's not making him a better football player. It's not making him faster. It's not making him,
But I think
being
I
able to
also
read a
think
ball
that a large
easier.
majority of guys in the league are doing something, and they're just staying under the radar.
Absolutely.
I bet you if I tested Roger Goodell right now, he'll be caught positive.
Him
Well,
and Robert Kraft.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
I
So let me ask you. Sorry, go ahead before I ask.
6 games for a first-time suspension, unless it's domestic violence or something like that, should never warrant more than 4 games.
So, PDs is always something that gets blown up in the media and it's frowned upon, which it should be, but not blown to the extent which I think we all agree on. Do you think it should taint the legacy of players? Because it definitely does. Especially, and we could go to other sports, especially baseball.
Oh, yeah,
it has
baseball.
tainted so many
Yeah.
players.
My boy Barry's not in the Hall of
I
Fame
think in
somehow.
baseball,
Oh my
it definitely shouldn't, because even if you're roided up and you're jacked and you're huge, that still doesn't equate to being a good hitter.
You have to learn how to read a curveball. You still have to hit the ball. You still have
Yeah.
to. There's so much
The
that goes into
mechanics
it.
into that are it's so impressive that regardless if you're juiced up or anything like that, I still think it shouldn't take away from your legacy. The man hit 750 plus home runs.
Yeah.
That man's a beast.
They're
Regardless of what sense.
disrespecting, man.
Barry Bonds, and I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
And I
that
don't
he's
know
not in the
if
Hall.
people that are listening to this really remember when Barry Bonds was especially when he's going for the record towards the end that
Yeah.
one season, he was getting bases loaded walks. The
Yeah.
bases were loaded and people were intentionally walking him.
They
They were
rather-
just yo, I'd rather just give up this run than let this
Facts.
man hit a grand slam right now.
So I lived in the Bay Area when Barry Bonds was playing, and just the vibe around the city,
I can imagine, bro.
it was amazing. Everybody talked about
On
the
a
Giants.
separate-
Barry
no.
Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa,
Yeah.
all these guys. I feel like
Now Sammy Sosa is different because Sammy
the
Sosa was
cork
using
and all that
cork
stuff.
bats, and cork bats definitely
that
obviously
definitely helps. But I honestly feel like there was a point in time where Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire were playing ping pong.
Oh, that was the
With
best
the
time
ball.
in baseball.
Like
that
Sammy
was when
Sosa
baseball
would hit
was.
it out of Chicago, he would hit it all the way to St. Louis. Mark McGuire would be like, okay, boom, hit it right back to Chicago, and then just go back and forth.
I think that's what made baseball at that time so polarizing was the long ball, and then we got away from that because they started cracking down on PEDs. On a separate note, Doug, how many times every podcast are you going to mention that you're from the Bay Area?
Every single time.
I feel like it's every single podcast you got to throw that little bit in it.
I
We
think
get
nobody
it.
Just to let
cares.
people know.
We get
Everybody
it, man.
knows.
We get it. You're from the Bay
Hey,
Area.
I rep where I rep.
You don't see me out here being like, I'm from New York. No.
Because you ain't proud of it like I am. That's why.
Yo, shut up. Shut up. There's no, bro. New Yorkers are the most proud of their city out of anyone in the country.
Chill, my
bro.
boy Nando's from Peru. What you guys got?
Come on,
Where?
baby. National team, baby.
Where's that at, bro?
Now, granted, Doug has started repping, like, no, he's always been a Bay Area fan, but as soon as the Warriors became big, that's when he
Nah,
started
that's a
to-
lie.
Absolutely.
That's a lie.
So
Nah.
hold on. We're gonna give you a little
Under the radar.
background story.
That's a lie.
Doug was actually a Lakers fan during their prime.
Exactly.
Shaq and Kobe Lakers.
I was Kobe fan.
He was Shaq and Laker Kobe's wearing the jerseys. Next thing you know, bro, the Warriors are in contention. And we see Doug.
That's a lie. No,
we see
no.
Doug pull up in a
Immediately
Warriors.
switch over.
We see him pull up in a Warriors shirt. We're like, what's going on, bro? He's like, oh no, I gotta rep the Warriors now because
These
they're moving to San Francisco. 10 years later, they're still in Oakland. Just letting you guys know. But yeah, Doug, that's crazy. You're now a Warriors fan.
These guys are tripping right now. Don't believe the words coming out of these guys' mouths.
Hey, facts are facts.
I don't know. It's 3-1 right now. You might be losing this debate.
Of course, you guys are haters. That's why.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. So with that said, that brings us to the next segment of our podcast. We will be getting Noah Dickerson, like Eli said,
Yeah.
a little premature on the clapping, but
It was a little long.
a little. Yeah, it was a little longer than expected.
Yeah.
We'll be getting Noah Dickerson on the line real quick. You guys can listen to that interview that we recorded.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We got Noah Dickerson on the line. Welcome, Noah.
What's going on? How you doing?
We're doing well. We're doing all right. We've been talking for a little bit, debating some topics. We just want to get you on now and get to pick your brain a little bit.
Oh man, yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm glad to be here.
So we're gonna get warmed up real quick. I like to play this game called On the Fence. It's gonna be kind of like a rapid fire round. Give you two different options. You kind of tell us
Alright.
which one you prefer.
That's right. Yeah.
So we're gonna start off LeBron or KD.
LeBron.
Oh, we got a
Ooh.
Bron fan in the
Yes,
house.
sir.
I mean, how can you say otherwise? Like,
Yo,
you got to go LeBron.
I'm a Warriors fan, so I go KD all day.
Yeah, you biased. That's why.
I understand that. But Katie, nice though.
He's nice, but you know what's up, bro. You already know.
Sure, but like it's LeBron James. Like,
Yeah, that's the greatest of all time. You can't.
So for the GOAT debate, are you going Michael Jordan or LeBron?
man, like,
That's a tough one.
so man, it's hard. Now, statistic wise, I'm going with LeBron any day of the week.
Okay.
Statistic wise, now don't get me wrong. Like Michael Jordan was nice.
But say
and,
it, bro. Say what's on your mind.
whatnot, but man, I'm gonna have to go with LeBron.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I agree.
That's
I
my
agree.
boy.
I agree.
Okay.
He's the GOAT hands down.
All right.
Without a question.
So we're gonna take it to which team you hate the most. Is it gonna be the Dallas Cowboys or the New England Patriots? Two hated teams.
Patriots. I'm a Giants fan.
Oh,
Hey, there we go.
I'm a Giants fan. I'm a
You
Giants
dropped the
fan.
ball, man.
No, he's good in my book. Noah, I'm a Giants fan too, man.
Oh man, I was hurting when when Odell got rid of our boy Odell. I was
Oh
hurting.
man, yeah, that was tough, bro.
So Noah, how do you feel about the Daniel Jones pick?
I mean,
Yeah, you're hurting.
It
sounds like it.
I mean, like I said, we're gonna see what happens.
There we go. That's the right answer. That's the right
I'm
answer.
gonna give it. We'll see what happens.
So right now you're in Washington, but you did
No,
live in Florida
actually-
and Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm actually in LA right now.
Oh, you're in LA right now. All right.
Yeah, I'm in LA right now. But yeah, I did used to live in Florida.
So with that being said, are you a West Coast guy or an East Coast guy?
West Coast,
Hey.
Best Coast.
Hey,
Ooh,
you know
wow,
how it
man.
is.
Jump ship real quick, man.
I know.
Come on, bro.
It's hard to hear, but yeah, man. West Coast, Best Coast.
Hey.
I love,
Lifestyle over there.
I love it out here. I do.
What do you like best about the West Coast?
Yeah. Mhm.
Did you hear me? I said, what do you like best about the West?
Oh, the West Coast, different vibes. I've lived I lived in the East Coast my whole life. I came out here for 4 years, and basically for those 4 years, I would only go home for about maybe a couple weeks throughout the year. Like if you add a day here and there, all added up, and so like I just love the vibes. Like I really love Seattle.
Okay,
I
cool.
really do. That's like one of I plan on living in Seattle when it's all said and done.
Okay, we get
Like
it.
I do. I love the vibes it gives. I'm in Cali right now. It's a little bit different than Seattle, but I like it out here too.
I feel you, man.
It's,
I feel
it's
you.
nice, good vibes.
Hey,
I've been out here for like a month. I haven't gone to the beach yet though. I'm kind of
Damn, you gotta hit the beach.
Muscle
out there,
Beach, bro. What you doing, man?
I'm working out every day. I'm tired.
I
I feel that.
Yeah.
So from your Twitter, we see that you're a big Game of Thrones fan. So,
yes.
So who plays the Game of Thrones the best? Cersei Lannister or Peter Baelish, aka Littlefinger?
Oh, Cersei Lannister. She's amazing.
You have to say Cersei. She's the one that.
Yeah, like she's amazing. Like, come on, she's a great actor because she really makes you hate her. Like,
Facts.
She's definitely one of the
you know
best
what I mean?
villains.
Like, if I seen her in public, I would really get mad. Like, I really hate her, and that's like the sign up. Like, she's an incredible actress.
So speaking of who you hate the most, is it going to be Ramsay Bolton or King Joffrey?
Man, they're both bad, but Joffrey had to go.
Nah, I feel that, man. Joffrey was evil.
When he took Ned, I was like, oh. So I remember when my girlfriend kept trying to get me to watch Game of Thrones, and I kept putting it off. I was like, no. She said, just give it a chance. Finally, we started the first episode. It was too slow, so I stopped watching it. And then finally she got me to really watch it. And then by the second episode, and then that death of Ned made me understand that, anybody in this show can get it. You know what I mean? Anybody in the show can die at any moment, at any time. I love this show.
Facts.
That's so
Because anybody, and so I was, because he was a main character, and that was a main character, so I'm like, anybody can get it. So this is awesome. So you can never really know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So speaking to your music choice right here, are you a Migos fan or a Future fan?
Like more.
Yeah, you got to pick one. Migos
like
or
more-
Future. You're going to a concert. You got to pick one.
Man, I actually went to a Migos concert.
Oh,
She went to a Migos concert.
Actually,
But,
so did I in Atlanta. It was pretty. I liked it.
Not. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was good.
No. Oh, yeah. I actually have a couple of my, one of my best friends' cousin is in QC, like their little label.
Oh yeah.
So-
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
So, but nah, I'm probably gonna have to go with Future.
all right.
Oh, okay.
That's a popular opinion in our
I mean,
podcasting room too.
Yeah.
All right, and to wrap it all up, one of the biggest beefs out right now: Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Cardi B without a question.
Yeah.
Damn, no
That was quick.
hesitation, bro.
You gotta give me a better question than that.
Just like that. Okay.
All right.
Cardi. Okay, cool.
All right. So, with that being said, just to get a little bit more serious, know you a little bit more. Noah, have you just for the fans, have you declared for the draft yet?
Oh yeah. So like the way that works is like because I graduated and like UW's in quarters, so I graduated in March when I stopped taking classes in March when the season ended, and then I signed with an agent, and then like I'm out here in LA working my butt off every day.
Awesome.
So-
that was actually gonna be my next question. If you signed an agent, so you do have one, then you're ready to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's
I'm
awesome.
ready for it.
So let's bring it back a little bit. You did say you lived in Florida, and that's actually where we're calling you from. I do know you went to Mount Verde Academy. It's a prestigious high school. A lot of ballers have been to Mount Verde. Tell me how that process was like going to Mount Verde. Were you recruited? How was the lifestyle on the campus? Just tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So well, I wouldn't even say I was recruited. I transferred in my junior year after Christmas, after the first semester. And so basically it's I just couldn't get any better with the school I was going to in Atlanta, and my mom was just like, it might be a time just for you to go try new things. So we reached out to a couple schools, Oak Hill, Brewster,
Okay, yeah, a
and
couple big names.
Montverde. And then I got in contact with the coaches, went down there to visit, and then I was there January 1st.
Okay, cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. So Noah, let me ask you this: having played for Mount Verde, having been there, a lot of big names have come out of there before. Did
Most
you get
definitely.
a chance to play with any big names like for example like Ben Simmons went there, D'Angelo went there?
Oh
or
yeah,
anybody else?
I played with both of them, both of D'Angelo and Ben. Those I didn't get a chance to play with RJ Barrett, but
How'd you like that?
Yeah, I play with those two guys. And so playing with those two guys is actually funny to watch it now when I see them both in the All-Star game. Like, man, there's a one point we were all living in a dorm, what I mean? Just messing around every day. Like it's funny to me, and seeing how much work those two guys put in to get to where they were going, get to where they're at. Like it's kind of ridiculous.
All right, Noah, I'm gonna put you back on the spot again. Ben Simmons or D'Angelo Russell, who'd you like playing with more?
All right. Well, I really didn't get a chance to play with D'Angelo much, except for like in practices and stuff like that, because I transferred in and I was only able to play the last two tournaments. And I didn't really play much because at that point they had the whole team chemistry and all this other stuff. But I'd have to say I did get a chance to play with Ben for not the full year, but because I actually got injured right before our first game and I missed the first 2 months of the season.
Oh, that's
but at this moment, I'm gonna have to say Ben, just because this is my guys who I know.
Gotcha. You still keep in contact with any of those Montverde guys?
Oh yeah, of course. Me, not really D'Angelo. We have mutual friends, and he came to watch me play where we was playing in up in New York and stuff like that, which is cool. Out there supporting, which is awesome. But me and Ben are amazing friends. I still talk to him. I was just talking to him today. He actually moves. He lives out in LA in the summertime, so we're just talking about getting together and stuff like that. So me and Ben hang out and talk all the time.
Oh,
so
definitely getting ready to run in the off season. UCLA, maybe Drew League, maybe any of those for you.
I just realized I'm not in college. You guys just made me think about I'm not in college. I don't have restrictions that can play in it.
Yeah, bro.
Facts, that's the thing.
You can do anything you want now, man.
Yeah, man.
You did get recruited by a lot of different schools. You ended up playing for the Washington Huskies, but you did get recruited by Alabama, Florida, Ohio State, Georgetown, like pretty big name schools. And I did see that you did decommit from Florida and Georgetown. So why'd you end up choosing Washington over those schools?
I just felt like Georgetown wasn't. I committed there really, really early, and I just felt like my mom really liked the school and stuff like that, so she was pushing it. Really wasn't my decision, and I kind of wanted to go to a bigger school too. And then I committed to Florida going into my senior year. But right before I committed to Florida, I actually got a chance to go visit Washington. I went out to Seattle for the Tony Horton Skills Academy, and they brought me to Washington, and I was like, oh man, it's beautiful up here. I loved it. But at the time coming back in, going to my senior year, Florida was a better fit, and so I committed to Florida. And then that year, 2015, is the year that Coach Donovan went to OKC.
Oh, okay.
And so, and so that's why I decommitted.
That makes sense. So how was that recruitment process in Washington?
How was it? I mean, it was pretty cool. Coach Romar really did it. Coach Romar, especially at the end, they didn't really contact me until after I came out there to visit, because they knew about me, but I didn't think they had a chance. So because why would he come cross country? And then so Coach Romar didn't. I mean, they just made me feel like family. And then even Coach Hop did because we got a new coach going into my junior year, and like my sophomore year, he had to re-recruit me because I was going to transfer.
Really?
I actually took a visit to Virginia. I was setting up a visit to go to Duke. I was 1 foot out the door because I was ready to go back to the East, be closer to family.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I feel that, but the West Coast,
And-
they just
And
It just
and then
overtakes
he
you.
came in and they made a great hire. And then and he's a great guy, and I just fell in love with what he did and he had a vision for us, and he convinced me, so I stuck it out and stayed.
So, Coach Hopkins has been known to be a guy that's, like quite a character. Do you have any like funny or like memorable stories like you want to share?
Man, there's so many. One time we're at a donor dinner up in Little Founders Club up at the gym, and so he gets up on the mic, he starts talking like, "Hey, how everybody doing?" So keep in mind so it's Seattle, so when they talk about donors, like those like there's probably like a combined like 6-7 billion net worth in the room.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, like my donor who I've gotten real close with is Ann Gittinger. She's one of the she's heiress of Nordstrom's, and so there's really important, powerful people in the room, and so he starts talking, going, "Thank you guys for coming, yada yada yada," and then like all of a sudden you see him drop down and hit like 10 push-ups real quick.
Little
Just dropped
flex.
down and gave you 10 because my man has so much energy, and he uses it in the right way because hey, we won games last year. And
Facts.
so my man, he told me he did exactly what he said we were gonna do. We're gonna make the tournament, and so
So with that being said, making the tournament, you guys did have a second round exit, I believe, to North Carolina.
yeah.
Tell me a little bit how that affected the team. How was that process being in a tournament and losing to North Carolina?
Being in the tournament was cool because of course nobody's done it. And so it was all a process. It was cool being able to go out and practice, have the fans come out and watch you practice and stuff like that. Like it was all awesome. The hotels were nice and where we were staying was nice. Like it was real fun, a real get, and like it's something I'm proud to say I was able to go to the second round. Losing to North Carolina, nobody likes to lose, but
yeah, definitely.
Like I said, they were well prepared. They out rebounded us by 20, and then it helps when they play a team that plays kind of the same zone twice a year. And
Yeah,
so
that's true.
they knew how to attack us, and they did it the right way, and they killed us. But dudes were, of course, it was sad, especially seniors. Us four, we've been technically, like if you think about it, we've been together almost every day for 4 years, and like we've been wearing this Husky uniform on our chest for 4 years, and then now we're done. Like that was the last time we get to play with this uniform on. So it's sad.
Yeah, no,
But,
definitely, man.
Yeah, no, it's sad, but it's it was okay. People, we were cool. We hugged it out, and it was good. Everybody was fun.
That's awesome.
So Noah, like playing in the tournament and kind of like that's like a big dream for a lot of basketball players in general. Now, growing up, has it always been basketball for you, or did you play a lot of different things growing up and play baseball or football or anything like that?
Yeah, basketball was the last sport I started playing.
Really?
I started off playing baseball.
No way. Get out of here, man.
Yeah. Everybody starts playing baseball down south, especially down south in Atlanta. So everybody starts playing baseball. So I played baseball for 2 years. I actually quit my second year because my team was terrible, and I never played again after that.
Shout out to that school that helped transform your basketball career.
Yeah. And then I started playing football, and football I thought was gonna be my ticket to, like, that was my sport. I played basketball just because I was huge and I was bigger than everybody. Like I thought football was my thing. I was long arms, quick off the ball. Like, I thought I was.
Yeah, I feel like you could be a good tight end.
Yeah, I played defensive. I played defensive end, tight end, kicker, and punter.
Okay.
Oh, you played every position.
Yeah, it's all over the place. That's the definition of an athlete right there.
Yeah, and so I played football all the way up until 9th grade, and then after 9th grade, I transferred schools. And the new school I went to, their football team hadn't won a game in 3 years, and I said I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm just gonna play basketball.
Was that Mount Verde? Is that what you're speaking of?
No.
Okay.
That's that North Atlanta. I went to Mount Vernon for 2 years, junior and senior year.
Gotcha. Okay. Growing up, what were your favorite sport teams? I know you said you were you raised in Atlanta? Is the Falcons your team? The Hawks?
So I was born in New Jersey and I lived there for 8 years, and then we moved down south when I was 8, and so it's half and half. But I'm more so football wise. I'm Giants.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Giants.
How about basketball? You don't root for anybody? Nobody in the league right now?
And I got too many friends. I root for my friends.
Okay.
All my friends in the league. I don't really, I have on every team I have a friend or two. So I just want them all to do well. So it didn't,
Good answer. Good business decision right there.
No, but I feel like that's how it's really going towards.
I just want them to have great games.
Yeah, I feel like people more now follow players more than teams.
I think more than ever, especially that there's so many all-stars in the league.
Yeah, no, and my freshman year, it was a couple of guys I knew that left. Now I'm done with college. Now everybody's gone. So now I'm like, okay, now I really know so many people on every team. So it's like I just want you guys to do well.
So Noah, you mentioned that you're a big Giants fan. Is there any players that you idolized watching when you were growing up, or any NBA teams?
Oh yeah. Oh man. So growing up, throw the NBA out the door. I was not thinking about it. So Giants. I was a big Michael Strahan fan.
Nice.
Pierre Paul, all defensive ends.
JPP.
DeMarcus Ware.
Yes, sir.
I was all defensive end. I love defense. That was my thing, and so I used to watch those guys and do all that stuff. Yeah.
So let me ask you, why DeMarcus Ware if you're a Giants fan?
Man, he's a great defensive end.
He's a great game respects game. I like that.
That's awesome.
I can hate on the Dallas Cowboys all I want. I'm just saying, hey man, he's a good player.
So Noah, let me ask you this now. So watching the NBA now, is there any player that you see that you can maybe model your game after, or anybody that in particular
most
you like?
Easily, Paul Millsap.
Really? Why Paul Millsap?
Paul Millsap. But let me explain though. Let me explain. So I've watched a bunch of Paul Millsap film. So coming out of college, Paul Millsap was an energy guy, played great defense, and was a fantastic rebounder. He averaged I want to say 14 rebounds for 3 years straight, something like that. And so, but all that other stuff he does now, he learned that in the league. He taught that. He was taught that.
Okay.
All ball handling and stuff, he wasn't doing that in college. And so that's why I think he's a good guy to think about. So it's because I have so much stuff I can still work on and get better at. You know what I mean? And so
yeah, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of teammates you've played with, Matisse Thybulle actually just won Defensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12. So what was your experience like playing with him? I know he's
you can't throw his way.
Oh, you can't throw his way?
Oh no, you can't throw his way. Off ball, no, you cannot throw his way.
Lockdown.
No, he can throw his way. I mean, cause he's just so deceptive. He's there, but he's not. You know what I mean? You just got to be sure with it. He's always on the team, on my team, so I didn't really have to worry about it. But the other guys did. Yeah, man, you can't throw his way. No, don't throw his way. Go the other way.
No fly zone.
So, Noah, having a guy that's, that great on the defensive end, how does that help your game when you're on the court defensively?
Usually it makes guys take tough shots so I can get great rebounds.
Okay, sets you up for more opportunity on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He usually makes dudes take tough shots, and that causes me to get rebounds.
That's pretty dope. So, speaking of college, I went to college for 4 years. It was really tough being a student, but you're a student athlete. So how does that compare to just being a regular student?
Man, so I guess funny. So I have a twin brother. He just graduated from Arizona.
Okay.
And so I came out there 2 years ago for my spring break just cause. And so I used to sit here. I sat around his house for a week and just did nothing, just hung out. And then so I asked, and I would see him how his normal day-to-day life would go, right? And so I'm sitting there like, man, I'm like, man, you're really disciplined because you gotta really just get up and go to class. Like, ain't nobody making you go. Like, nobody's making you at all. Like, nothing at all. Maybe attendance, maybe if they take attendance, but like you have to be this. You gotta just go. You get up and go. You say, yeah, I know. I'm like, with me, like we got checked and stuff like that, and like I'm sitting there like I don't know, like it'd be hard for me to be a regular student, like it'd be
it's tough, man. Nobody understands what we go through, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I commend people. Because look, man, I don't know. I think about when I used to wake up at 7:20, and I look at the clock. I think about running the fivers after practice, and I get up, think about the class. But man, yeah,
that's good motivation right there.
I wake up, look at the clock, see, man, I ain't feeling it today. I'll just go right back to sleep. So I don't know, but I commend people that can just do it like that. It's tough.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. So a big topic that everybody loves talking about. Do you think college players should be paid after you just left 4 years?
Yeah, no, definitely.
No doubt, right?
Because I can't technically speaking, I really can't get a job to make enough money as anybody else could. And practices, I'm
that's your job.
My day is done at like 8, 9 every day.
That's crazy.
And so it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so it would be cool. I thankfully I have a mom who's who's amazing and could help me financially and stuff like that. But like if it wasn't for that, like I don't, I can get how people could like before go hungry and stuff like that, most definitely. But like I believe like schools make money off of us, off of people's names and of people's pictures and people's likeliness. And so I'm like, you don't need to give everybody all of it, but like it's like especially the sports like football and basketball that make your school majority of the money.
Absolutely.
Or athletic department majority of the money. I believe they should get a cut of something. You know what I mean?
Or yeah, or right. at least let them make a living off of them. Like allow them the room to.
Because you guys, because like honestly, you guys are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about how much. Think about on a regular basis how much a college football team brings in, comparatively to a college scholars. Just a college paying for college.
Yeah.
What college
doesn't compare.
College like
it's stupid money, man.
Give or take.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. I definitely think they should be given back.
But then think about how much in 1 year, how much a football player brings in just by people going to the games. You know what I mean? Like it's
absolutely
like, it's night and day. Like it doesn't compare. Like it doesn't compare. And so it's like I fully dudes shouldn't be out here making millions of dollars, but like dudes should be able to
make a living.
You know what I mean? Like I should be able to be cool.
And right? Like there's like actual statistics that say like the average NCAA like men's basketball player is technically, if you take in like account their TV deal, is worth like 6 figures.
No, I believe it.
Yeah, no, like without a doubt.
Especially for during March Madness time, I believe it.
Yeah.
Woo!
So Noah, after you're done with basketball and everything like that, what are your career goals or your career aspirations afterwards?
Well, my first thing is I want to be a stay-at-home dad. But if that didn't pan out, which I doubt,
I appreciate that answer, bro.
That it will.
I
doubt that it will. I'm gonna. I really don't know. I love video games. I always thought about getting into the video game industry. I also love making videos, taking pictures, editing. I got time to figure it out.
Hey man, you can come join us on the podcast on a daily.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. We'll gladly have you.
I thought about making a podcast with my brother, and we're still in the talks about it. And so it could be something we do down the line. Who knows?
Absolutely, go for it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
No, yeah, and so I mean, I don't know. I've always thought about maybe not now, but maybe in like 10 years, I'm the type of person to come back and get a degree, which
Yeah,
happens.
definitely. That sounds good.
Uh, because I low key miss school at this very moment. I miss school. Like I miss it. Like I miss being kept busy. Like I just miss it. So
No, I feel there's a
I
routine
get you.
when you go to school. Like you said, being busy
Yeah.
is definitely
yeah,
a transition.
like because like after about 4 o'clock, I'm done with my basketball day is done. My workouts day is done. I've had my 3 workouts. So like after that, I'm like it's it.
Okay,
No,
I got you.
so I'm like, well, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Definitely. That sounds good, bro. Before we let you get out of here, Noah, there's one more game we want to play with you.
Mhm.
You start off the podcast playing Doug's game. I think my game's a little bit better. It's called 60-second GM. All right, and essentially what the game is, normally somebody's a GM and, they have to advocate for why something's going to happen, why players should go here or whatnot. But we're going to bend the rules a little bit, and you're going to be the player, and you're going to advocate why you should be on an NBA roster today.
Okay.
So give us a second. We're going to pull up a clock here.
You got 60 seconds.
You're going to have 60 seconds. I'm going to let you know here
60
in a little bit.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that.
All right, man. 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
All right. Well, why I believe I should be on the NBA team is I work hard. I do the dirty work on the team that most people don't want to do. But when it's all said and done, like I'm a winner. Like that's one thing I've done. I was able to win at every level that I got to, and that's all I want to do. At the end of the day, that's how everybody looks good. It's if you win games. Come from a great family, great background. From Atlanta, great mother, great support system. I don't really party much. I'm a guy that's dedicated, ready to be in the gym.
Awesome, man.
Awesome. Dedicated to the craft.
Yeah.
Like it.
I love it. Some people need 60
sure.
seconds. You just need 45. I love it, bro.
Mhm.
So Noah, we've been able to ask you some questions and kind of pick your brain and get to know you a little better. Before we let you go, is there anything you want to let the fans know that they don't know already? Anything you want to share?
They don't know already. That they don't know already. Okay, I try to interact with as many fans as I can as possible, but there are a lot of y'all. But I want you guys to understand that I read all you guys' messages and I love them. And even if I don't respond to them, even though I try to do it, I love them and they make me feel so much better throughout the day. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Great message to the fans.
That's awesome,
Dope, bro.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say something real quick. I'm a big Warriors fan, so I hope they draft you upcoming draft, bro.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. With that said,
Then
really,
let's go.
really appreciate you coming on, Noah. Thank you
no,
for taking some
anytime.
time, especially with that great game on. Appreciate you taking your time and talking with
Absolutely.
us,
And good luck to you in the future,
man.
Noah.
Yeah. Wish you the best.
Wish you the
Thank
best.
you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and there you have it. Starting power forward from the University of Washington, Noah Dickerson. What do you guys think, man?
He's a cool guy. I
Super
like
cool.
him, man.
He's dope.
Super down to earth. I like it. You know.
I like how he's a West Coast guy, definitely.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I guess I've never been on the West Coast, so I don't know how that
Because you
is.
don't understand, bro.
Maybe it's I don't understand.
Yeah,
I'm an East Coast guy.
Born in the Bay Area, completely different lifestyle. I see
He's
what
been
he's
able to
coming
see
from.
both sides. So, I mean, if he says he likes the West Coast,
So
No, but he definitely seems like a very humble guy, somebody who works hard.
Yeah.
And I can only wish the best for him.
Oh, I agree 100%. What were your guys' big key takeaways from what he shared with us?
That he's a LeBron fan and he understands that LeBron is the GOAT. And I'm so glad he said that. And Doug's face is dropped.
Yeah.
I was a little bit demoralized. I can't lie.
I'm not gonna lie. When we asked him about future aspirations after basketball, I love the answer. Stay at home dad.
I think
mean,
that's everybody's goal.
That's the goal.
Yo, that would be
That was
lovely.
actually going to be my take, too. Like, he's pretty level-headed, and, his answers were pretty,
Yeah.
pretty interesting altogether. Yeah.
Even in 60-second GM, he was like, I'm a guy that's gonna do the dirty work. Like I like that gritty, high motor type of player. I was a fan before. I'm an even bigger fan now. got some great answers from him. And with that said, I think that concludes this week's podcast. We appreciate everyone tuning in.
Yeah.
Once again, on Apple Podcasts, we'll be on Spotify, YouTube, and then probably this week we'll also be on Google Podcasts. So
Sweet.
look out for that. Every week you'll catch the boys here.
Yeah, and follow us on our Twitter, Prospect Talk _. Also follow us on Instagram, Prospect Talk _. Follow us everywhere. Follow, subscribe, like, everything, share. Come on, guys.
All right. Peace out.
Later.